the fight of a lifetime, Conor McGregor vs. Khabib Nurmagomedov. It was the night of October 6, 2018, a night that had been building for years, a night that would become the stuff of legends. The world of mixed martial arts had never seen a fight like this before. On one side, we had Conor McGregor, famous, brash, and unpredictable, the embodiment of a fighter who had everything to prove and nothing to lose. On the other side, Khabib Nurmagomedov, humble, disciplined, and undefeated, a man whose quiet intensity and flawless record made him a true champion in the eyes of millions. The stage was set for UFC 229 in Las Vegas, a city that thrives on spectacle, drama, and conflict. But this wasn't just another UFC event. It was the culmination of one of the most bitter and personal rivalries in the history of combat sports. Conor McGregor, the king of trash talk. Conor McGregor had always been a showman. From the moment he stepped into the UFC, he did not just fight, he performed. His trash talk was as much a part of his arsenal as his left hand, and his ability to get into the heads of his opponents made him a marketing phenomenon. The Irishman, a former featherweight and lightweight champion, had become the first fighter in UFC history to hold two titles simultaneously. His charisma was undeniable, but beneath the brash exterior, there was a deep, burning desire to be the best. But this fight wasn't just about titles. It was personal. Months before UFC 229, McGregor found himself in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. During a UFC media event in April 2018, Conor McGregor threw a dolly, a metal cart, through a bus window, injuring several fighters, including Khabib Nurmagomedov's teammate, Makhachev. It was an act of pure rage, a spectacle that would cost McGregor his freedom and his reputation. McGregor was arrested, and the incident made headlines around the world. But for Khabib, this was more than just an incident. It was an insult. The rage McGregor displayed only fueled the fire of the rivalry. Khabib had already been frustrated by McGregor's taunts about his heritage, his family, and his faith. The personal attacks on Khabib were relentless. McGregor called him a rat and mocked his father's legacy, even insulting the nation of Dagestan, Khabib's home. Khabib's response was simple: "I will make him pay for this." Khabib Nurmagomedov, the unyielding champion. Khabib Nurmagomedov was a different kind of fighter, a man of few words, but powerful actions. Undefeated in his career, Khabib's record was spotless: 26 wins, no losses. His calm demeanor was his strength, and his unrelenting pressure in the octagon was unmatched. Khabib was not just fighting for titles. He was fighting for his pride, his family, and his country. Born and raised in the rugged mountains of Dagestan, Khabib had been trained in wrestling, sambo, and judo from a young age by his father, who was a respected coach. Khabib's father instilled in him the values of respect, discipline, and honor. His ascent to the top of the UFC was not just a personal journey. It was a triumph for his entire community, a testament to the strength and spirit of the people of Dagestan. Khabib's UFC journey had been flawless. He defeated the likes of Rafael dos Anjos, Edson Barboza, and Al Iaquinta, never once losing a round, and his fight style was simple yet devastating. He dominated his opponents with his relentless wrestling and ground control, always keeping them on the back foot. But when it came to McGregor, Khabib had more than just professional stakes in mind. The disrespect McGregor had shown to his culture, his family, and his honor could not be ignored. It was clear that this was not just another fight for Khabib, it was a battle for his legacy. The build-up, a war of words. As the fight drew closer, the tension between McGregor and Khabib escalated. McGregor had pulled out all the stops with his trash talk, calling Khabib a little chicken and mocking his quiet demeanor. He taunted Khabib's family, his religion, and even his coach, his father. McGregor's words were designed to cut deep, to provoke an emotional reaction from Khabib. But Khabib, true to his nature, remained unfazed. He knew what was at stake. This wasn't just a fight, it was a battle for everything he stood for. As the two men faced off in press conferences and public appearances, the tension could be felt in the air. McGregor, always the showman, danced around with his usual antics, while Khabib sat stoically, his eyes never leaving his opponent. The contrast between them was stark. McGregor with his flashy suits and swagger, Khabib with his quiet confidence and unwavering focus. The fight, UFC 229. Finally, the night arrived. UFC 229. Las Vegas. The T-Mobile Arena was packed, and the energy in the air was electric. Fans from all over the world had gathered to witness this monumental event. On one side of the octagon, Conor McGregor stood, looking every bit the part of the star he had become. On the other side, Khabib Nurmagomedov, his face calm and unreadable, prepared for battle. From the moment the fight started, it was clear that Khabib was in control. Conor McGregor came out swinging, looking to land that devastating left hand that had knocked so many fighters out. But Khabib had already neutralized McGregor's biggest weapon, his movement. Khabib closed the distance quickly, using his incredible wrestling and pressure to push McGregor against the cage. In the first round, McGregor had moments of success, landing a few clean shots. But Khabib's pressure was overwhelming. He dominated McGregor on the ground, landing powerful ground and pound strikes and controlling the position with ease. McGregor had no answers for Khabib's relentless pressure. By the second round, the momentum had firmly shifted in Khabib's favor. McGregor, visibly tired, struggled to keep up with Khabib's pace. The Dagestani fighter took McGregor down again and again, showing his superior wrestling and control. McGregor's frustration grew, and his energy began to fade. In the third round, Khabib took McGregor's back, threatening with a rear naked choke, but McGregor managed to survive. However, Khabib's dominance was undeniable. McGregor was out of answers, and it was only a matter of time before Khabib sealed his victory. And then, in the fourth round, it happened. Khabib took McGregor down again, and this time he locked in a neck crank, a move that left McGregor no room to escape. McGregor tapped out, and just like that, Khabib was victorious. The crowd erupted as Khabib retained his UFC lightweight championship. He had done what he promised. He had made McGregor pay for his insults, for his disrespect. The aftermath, chaos, and controversy. But the story didn't end there. As Khabib's hand was raised in victory, the atmosphere in the arena shifted from celebration to chaos. Khabib, overcome with emotion and anger, jumped over the octagon and leaped toward McGregor's cornerman, throwing punches and sparking a brawl. It was a moment of pure rage, a reaction to the years of personal attacks, the insults that had cut deeper than any punch. The scene in the arena quickly descended into madness. Security rushed in, fighters from both camps clashed, and the crowd was left in shock. Khabib had won, but his actions outside the octagon would forever be remembered as part of the fight's narrative. For McGregor, the defeat was humbling. The man who had once called himself the greatest fighter in the world had been dominated by Khabib. His trash talk, his antics, had not been enough to overcome the relentless pressure of the Dagestani champion. The controversy didn't stop there. Khabib's actions outside the octagon led to disciplinary hearings from the Nevada State Athletic Commission, NSAC, and both Khabib and McGregor were fined and suspended. Khabib's reputation took a hit, but many of his fans defended him, understanding the emotions that had driven him to take matters into his own hands. As for McGregor, his legacy was forever altered. He had lost to a man who embodied discipline and respect, a man who had never once been defeated. For McGregor, UFC 229 was not just a loss, it was the end of a chapter. He would never be the same after that night. The legacy of UFC 229. Conor McGregor vs. Khabib Nurmagomedov was more than just a fight. It was a clash of personalities, a battle for pride, and a contest that transcended the sport of MMA. It was a fight that had it all: drama, controversy, triumph, and tragedy. For Khabib, it was the culmination of years of hard work, discipline, and sacrifice. He had fought not only for the title, but for his honor, his family, and his culture. His victory was a testament to the power of patience and focus. For McGregor, it was a humbling defeat, a reminder that talk only gets you so far in the fight game. But even in defeat, McGregor remained a star, his name forever linked with Khabib's in the annals of MMA history. And so, UFC 229 became one of the most talked about events in UFC history. It wasn't just about who won or lost. It was about the emotions, the controversy, and the story that unfolded before the eyes of the world. It was a fight for the ages, and the echoes of that night still reverberate in the MMA world today.